Hi, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems. In this short video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of our new tool, P2P Express, that's used to migrate embedded Power Apps associated with a SharePoint list into a new target SharePoint site. Looking at this embedded app now, I can see I have a very nice purchase order Power App. And it's also got a document library associated with it and a number of flows behind the scenes. I want to take this embedded app and I want to move it into a new site. I've already done that with our tool. And you can see here in PO2, I've got it set up here with the exact same form, and it's running in a new site. So let's go back and look at that again. I've got this site, and I can see it's got different items in it. If I say new, you'll see I have a brand new form here, and I want to take this form and move it into a new SharePoint site. So how do I do that? How did I get this Power App and all the flows over into this new site? Well, that's where P2P Express comes in. What we're going to do is we're going to move this into a brand new site that I've created called PO3. So here we are at the target site, and if I take a look at the site contents, I'm going to see this is just a vanilla team site that's been created by SharePoint. And what I've got to do is I have to get all the lists that I need over here in this PO system into PO3. And I've also got to move over the app and install it. If I look here at my site contents in this, I'm going to see that I have a number of different lists. This is a flow doc list, request files. These are ones that are specific to the Power App. And I want to get those set up in the new target, which is PO3 that I've got set up over here. So I'm going to take P2P Express, walk through the steps to do that, and also explain how we use it to modify the Power App and the flows and have them install so we can run this new version of the app in a different site. It's the same app, but it's been moved over. This means that we can support things like dev, test, and production, or reuse apps in the enterprise that we cannot do today. So here we are at P2P Express. We start off by launching the app, and it tells us a little bit about it, and we're going to start copying. Screen 1 of 7 screens is going to tell you a little bit more about the app and give you a link so that you can watch instructional videos. Let's get going. Step 2 is going to be listing out the source of where that Power App lives today. I'll go ahead and pick the LAC request, that's where I know where it lives, and I'll fill out some credentials and come right back. Okay, I'm ready to go, so I've put in my credentials, and when I say next, what I'm going to get is a list of all of the different lists and document libraries in that source site. I'm going to pick the ones that I need for the app and then be able to create those in my new target site. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've picked these 5 items out of the 9 or so that's on this page. I can see that there's a doc type list, there's a file loader list, flow docs, etc. One tip is if you use a list as a lookup, make sure you load that first. I know that I use doc type for my request files, so I made that order 1. We're going to create that in the new target site before I create my request files document library. Okay, I am ready to go, so I'm going to hit the next button here. And now I'm going to put in the target. Where do I want these new lists and libraries created? Okay, here's my target. It's that PO3 that I showed earlier in the video. And I'm going to log in again. Now I'll hit the next button. And what happens, it says, okay, here are the lists and libraries I'm going to create. Let's go ahead and do that. I hit this button here. I'll be right back when it's finished. Okay, it only took about a minute, and I can see that those lists have been created. Let's refresh this page and look to make sure that P2P Express did its job. And I can see now that I have the required lists and libraries in the target site where I want to install the app. So let's continue on our journey. Now I hit the next, and what it tells me to do is I'm going to open up a Power App that I've exported out, and the tool will make all the necessary changes and get it ready so that I can import it back into Power Apps and associate it with this new team site that I've gotten ready to go. So let's review quickly how we export out a Power App and how we export out flows. So I'm back at the source site now, and I've got that Power App opened up. I'm just going to hit the Customize button, and then I'm going to hit the File Save to see all the versions. Okay, here I am on the design screen for Power Apps. I'm going to go to the File, See All Versions. And when I do that, I'm going to see, of course, all the versions of that Power App that I've been building. But at the top, I'm going to have the ability to export a package. And all I'm going to do is go ahead and select this export package and put it into a place that I know is going to be easy for me to find so that the P2P Express can modify it, make a new copy of it, and I can reinstall it so it's associated with a new list. So I'll go ahead and put all the information in and save it. One thing you'll notice is that I selected this option here to create the app as new. And by doing that, you just click on this, it's a hyperlink, and select the Create as New option and save. And now I'm ready to go. I've done the same for my flow, and I'm going to export this out and save it so that I can import this in with a new associated SharePoint site that I created. If you look down here, it'll say creating your package, don't navigate away. So let's let it finish up. We'll do a quick save, and I'll show you how you can import it. It's already finished, so I'll be right back with you. Okay, I just created out a folder in a little folder I've called Video Demo here for my source files. And this is the actual file behind the scenes that's got all the things in it I need to reinstantiate this Power App into that new site. Before I do that, though, of course, P2P Express is going to have to do its magic on it, and I'll show you that in the next step. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, now I'm back at P2P Express, and I'm going to open up the package that I just created over there, and we're going to let it create a copy. I'm going to save that copy into a new folder, and I'm going to import that into Power Apps. Just one second. So here we are. I'm just going to select that source file. I'm going to open it, and I'm going to create a copy. And it takes it just a minute. I'm going to call this one PO3 destination. And now I know where all my destination files are going to be, and I'll save it. And you can see here it's got a unique name. I'll just call it a new PO3 and save it. And it doesn't take it very long. It'll walk through it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the package has been converted successfully. It took it about 3 minutes to do it. And trust me, this is something that you do not want to do. If you feel adventurous, go for it. But our tool will make all the necessary changes based upon the new target that you've created. I'll do the same thing now with my flows. I just export out the flows that I use. There's 2 of them. And I'll do the conversion here the exact same way I did the Power App. I'll be right back. I'm just going ahead now and saving the second of my workflows. And you'll see that the tool's running, making the changes. What it does is it actually walks through the definition of that workflow in the flow, and it updates all of the references and all of the ways that we refer to those SharePoint lists and document libraries in the flow with that target one. And trust me, this is again something you want to let the tool do. You can do it if you want to be adventurous, but it takes quite a bit of tedious work to get this all converted. And you can see this only just took a few seconds. Okay, now we're at the very final step. We're going to say next. And the last thing we do is we just go to Power Apps and Flow and import these packages in. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then we've done. We've moved it and we're ready to go. Okay, here I am. I'm at the Power Apps page in my default environment. I'm just going to go ahead and import that package in, and then we'll go ahead and open it up in the new team site that we created, PO3. Be right back with you. Okay, here we are where we save that zip file that has the new modifications to it. I'm just going to select it, and you can see here that it's uploading it into the cloud for us. And it'll have a little circle down here saying it's uploading your package. Don't navigate away. And as soon as it's done uploading, you can see a couple of small things I've got to do. One is I just have to select what's the context, who's going to be using this app. I'll just keep it at me right now, and I'll import this. It just takes it a minute. You can see I've got green here, so that's good. Let's go ahead and do all these things now. Okay, we're importing, and we'll see if everything goes as planned here. You can see the little circle moving, and when it's done, you should see everything imported. We'll click to check out that new form. Hey, there we are. It's gone ahead and imported it in, and if I want to take a look at it, I just say open the app. Now, there's a couple small steps you need to do at the very end here to publish this out and make it available to the new list in that new team site. I'm going to go ahead and select the Open App, and you're going to see when it opens up, it says, okay, what's the context? Remember, I picked myself again. And then when it opens up, I'm going to want to refresh my data source one time just to make sure it knows where it's pointing. Everything's been changed, but I'm going to just do a quick refresh because you'll see a few X's here. That's an easy fix. We just go to data sources. Notice that this has an embedded flow that's already moved as well. And I'm just going to say refresh, and you'll start to see those little X's go away. I'll refresh this one. I'll refresh this final one. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and change this title over here. Instead of making it parent.displayName, I'm going to make it just a literal. And then I'm going to go File, Save, and then I'll publish this. And when I go out to P03 now, I'm going to see that in that requests list, this new form, this Power App, is associated with it. Okay, the import has finished, and I'm now back at the request screen. So you notice I'm at P03, and I went ahead and just said, let's make a new item in this list. And you can see the form is there, right, like we wanted it to be. Everything works, and we imported the flows as well. All the flows were updated, and that's all there is to it. P2P Express is a great tool to help you move these embedded Power Apps and flows that are associated with SharePoint lists within your environment. You can move them to different SharePoint sites, site collections, etc. And now you're no longer locked in with one list with one form. Now they can be reused across your organization, and you can set up application lifecycle management. You can do dev, test, and production with it. So I hope you found this to be an informative video. You can contact us at www.skylightsystems.com, or you can email us at info@skylightsystems.com to learn more. Thanks so much for your time.